I recently watched Leonie's video and it was about the aesthetics of reading and the performance of reading right now. And one of the comments said I was a book girly before it became cool. And that's me. So I really agree with that. Yeah, that's why even my name is Ayo Still Reads because I've been reading. Hi, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Ayo and I talk about books, K dramas, and everything in between. So if you enjoy that, please stay a while. Okay, I've been gone a while. I have been gone a while. I'm so sorry. And I know there's the title of this video and a thumbnail, and you'll see that. I'm just gonna put timestamps below when as I start with the actual video. But for my people, I just want to tell you what's been going on. I am so sorry that I've been MIA. It's just been chaotic for me. It's been a combination of depression. I was busy and then I was sick. So, also new background. Yay! And I'm not gonna tell you that right now. I just want to tell you. So, depression, I've just been depressed. Okay, I don't have a job, guys. I need a job. Please, we need to do something about this. I hope you're praying. I hope you look. If you see anything at all about a job, get in touch with me. I need a job. Okay, I need a job. I like talking about books. I worked in a library. I like I write. So, do with that. Those are my qualifications. And okay, what else? So yeah, I've just been very depressed. I'm tired of participating in life. I had some interviews and then I got rejected, so I got very sad. I just felt like it's kind of leaves you feeling a bit worthless, like you're not enough. Like, do I really have all the qualifications that I think I have? Maybe I'm not as smart as I think I am. It's just a lot. And yeah, I'm tired of being alive, really. I don't want to do it anymore. And I know that's a bad thing to say, but that's how I feel. So yeah, so I just been in my bed. Yeah, been sad. Also, number two, my cousin came to visit me, and yeah, so we did some fun things, and yeah, it got me very busy. I of course had to try to get out of my bed just to, give her an experience. And I went to Dublin for the first time. I have some clips. I am so shy. I couldn't take any videos. Look, this content creation thing might not be for me because I was not ready to do that. Okay, but she took some clips, and I have some clips from my cousin. And yeah, I'll put it in the video if you're all interested in seeing that. Also, and then the third thing is that I was sick. I got a migraine. I couldn't get out of bed. I was nausea, all of that. It was really bad. I had to stay in my bed for 2 days. So that's why. That's why. Yeah. So it's just been a combination of all of that. So I haven't been responding to messages or anything. I've just had a really really difficult time. And yeah, this I finally got my. I if you are new here, I was packing in February. I thought I was gonna move, so I packed all my books, and so I never got all my books out. And now I did because my cousin was here. I had help, and she made it up. And so yeah, we have really like lovely books. I will do a bookshelf tour. Yeah, yeah, I will. I know, I would love to see that. I love watching them, and yeah, I love to film it. So yeah, that is mostly the catching up, really, that we have to do. Yeah, I've missed some of my creators. Yeah, I've missed all you booktube people. I've missed watching people's videos. I've missed commenting on people's videos, and I've also missed interacting with you guys. So I'm back. Right? Yeah, right. I can't say I'm not fully back, but I'm back as much as I can be. So let's talk about the actual thing we're here for in this video. I just spoken for 4 minutes just to catch up. If you're interested, yeah. If you're not, you can skip. I'm not offended. I'm not offended at all. So okay, there's this new thing that I hear people talk about. They'll be reading a book and they'll say, "Oh, I can't relate to it. I don't get it." And I'm just like, that's not the point of literature. You're not meant to relate to it. You're just meant to look at life from somebody else's perspective. Isn't that why we read? To gain this empathy for other people, to live in their shoes. It is the one form of media that allows us. Literature is the one form of media that allows us to live in somebody else's shoes, to see the world through their eyes, to become another character. Isn't that the magic of it? And what do you mean you're trying to relate to them? So, yes, I'm back to talk about African writers. Yes, and women. If I may. Yes, yes, because I'm a woman and I'm an African. And yeah, what else? So, yeah, so in relation to that, having an experience that is totally not something that I can relate to and something not something I would do, not actions that I will take or decisions that I will make. My first one would be, again, I've done part one and it's on my channel. I'll link it below if you're interested and you haven't seen that one, you should go and see it. And so, part two, we're going to talk about some other books by African women writers. So, my first one will be Changes by Amrita Aido. She's a Ghanaian, and Changes is definitely not something I relate to. The main character is a career driven Ghanaian woman. It's really a chronicling of the modern African woman. So she leaves her first husband and marries a man, marries into a polygamous home. She becomes the second wife. That is not a decision that I will be making. Okay, I'm not going to be anyone's second wife. But look at you. It's called Change. It's a love story. That is not a love story to most of us. That's like, are you crazy? But look, you got to read the story and know why she makes these choices and reasoning behind it and exactly why she's a modern African woman. I really, really enjoyed the story. I really enjoyed the love story, even though I was side eyeing her a little bit. I was like, okay, girl, okay, girl. But you're gonna really, really enjoy it and get a little bit of perspective on African women because we have a very, very different experience from the Western woman, I think. So that's something. And number two will be, let's go back to Nigeria because after Ghana. Oh yeah, Amata Aido is a Ghanaian writer and she is one of the best. She died a couple of years ago and I miss her so much. She's such a really good storyteller. She tells compelling stories about women. Yeah, and you know me, I'm always, always, always here to talk about women. So number two is Behind the Clouds by Ifeoma Okoye. I'm looking down. If you wonder why I'm looking down, I have the notes written written down. So it is about a Nigerian woman who deals with infertility. If you have ever read Stay With Me by Obami Adebayo, oh, I do not like that book. I do not like that book. But yeah, this is, I think, a better take on infertility, especially when the pressures that African society places on the African woman to have a child when there's infertility in a marriage and why they think that it is your fault, even though it might not be your fault. If you read Stay With Me, spoilers, I'm not going to give spoilers. But my mom actually says that I should actually do a video essay on this, on why I do not like Stay With Me. And it is the difference between the way modern African women writers write their female protagonists and how the older African women writers did. Behind the Clouds by Ifeoma Okoye. It's a very compelling story. It's a very emotional story, but it's also a love story. And yeah, I remember really, really, really enjoying it when I was younger, maybe about 15 years ago. Look, it's been a long time, but I know that I loved it. And yeah, yeah, so that is West Africa. Let's go a little bit, let's go somewhere else. Let's travel a little bit to Southern Africa. And I'm going to talk to you about Bessie Ed. And this is A Woman Alone by Bessie Ed. Bessie Ed is Botswanan, I think. Yeah, she's from Botswana. And so this story is an autobiography. It's a collection of autobiography essays and notes about her life, but she's also written it in sort of a fictional way. This was part of the African Writers series. My parents used to have this huge collection of African Writers series, and I used to go through it. And so that was when I read Bessie Ed. I do not remember anything that happened in this story, but I know that it is a very compelling story. And just like So Long the Letter, just like So Long the Letter, this is an autobiography, but it's written in a very compelling storytelling. It's written in a very compelling way. So it doesn't feel like a memoir. It's written almost fictional, but it is not fiction. And yeah, She takes a very literary look at her life, and yeah, you're gonna really enjoy it. Read it. And then we're gonna go to Northern Africa, and we're gonna talk about Woman at Point Zero by Nawal El Sadawi. Nawal El Sadawi is one of those literary figures that I just adore. She also passed away a couple of years ago, and oh my goodness, it was a real loss to us in Africa, in the African Writers Club. Like she was such a good writer, and she was such a feminist. She had very I love her ideas about feminism and what she thought should be given to the African woman. And she often chronicles the real life experiences of African women. So, Woman at Point Zero is a very difficult book. I actually never completed this book because I read Buchia Mecheta's Second Class Citizen, and I was like, I cannot take any more of this suffering. So, I never actually completed Woman at Point Zero, but it is a story about a woman that she met. So, now, Al Sadawi was imprisoned, and I have read a memoir, Mamas from Women's Prison. That's the book, and I have read that one. I love that one, and it was during that memoir that I realized that she went to prison, and she met very interesting women. She was in a prison with women, and she met a very interesting woman who told her a life story, and she interviewed her, and that's why she got this fictional story, Woman at Point Zero. So she fictionalized the story, but it's actually a real life story, and yeah, so it's loosely based on a true life story, and it's a very difficult story of how a woman was taken, and she just she was uh she became a prostitute, very much the same as Second Class Citizen, and this very harrowing experience of a woman who was taken from her world and her life and was promised a better world, but actually got into a worse one. It's almost like slave trade. Yeah, and yeah, no, that's it's a very difficult story. My mom taught this book, and yeah, oh my goodness, yeah, I find it to be very difficult, but a very good story. And also will tell you a little bit about the experiences of African women that you might have never heard about, stories that you've never thought about, yeah. I really like it, and you should read it. One thing about all these books that I'm mentioning, you can easily find them, I think. Yeah, find them in the library, or you can buy them in bookshops. I think they're readily available, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And then the fifth one I'll be talking about is we're back in West Africa. Is A Woman in a Prime by Asari Konado. This was a book I read in secondary school. We studied in secondary school. It's a book about hey infertility again. So this woman was believed to be cursed with barrenness, and so she did not have a child, and because of that, she leaves her first husband and marries a second one. And yeah, just look at how our life turns out. Basically, you follow her through this difficult course and how it affects her life and the choices that she makes to correct that. And but what I really found compelling about this story is how it contrasts this life of so the main character's name is Pokoa, and how it contrasts Pokoa with her best friend who has about 3 or 4 kids, and where she doesn't have any kids, and how she feels about it, what our friend feels about it. And so often we often think that, oh, the grass is green on the other side, but is it? And yeah, I really enjoyed A Woman in a Prime, and I'm sure you'll enjoy it too. And since I read it in secondary school, I'm sure it's not too complex. But yeah, it was a really good book, and I think you should read it. So those are my five, but I'm gonna give you a bonus book. This one is personal to me. I am actually actively trying to get it to be. I don't know if it's out of print, but I think it's still in print, but not as readily available. It's called Breaking the Silence, an anthology of short stories edited by Omawumi Shegun. Yeah, this is a very good book. It was published by Women Writers of Nigeria, and I said it's personal because my mom has a short story in this collection. I remember reading it. I read it about 10 years ago. I do not remember all most of the stories, but I remember one story, The Power of a Plate of Rice, where this woman has a problem with she couldn't get a job. I think either she was fired or she was trying to get a job, and this wealthy man will not give her the time of day. And so she goes to his house and just camps out there and until he'll give her an interview, and he wouldn't. And one day one of the she waited and waited and waited, and she was invited into the house, and one of the servants brought his food, which was, I think, either a plate of steaming white rice and sauce, and she sits down and eats this food. She literally takes his meal, she takes his lunch, and yeah, that makes him listen to her. And so that's the power of a plate of rice. Look, what a great story. You've got to read it. I do not do it justice with just telling you the snippets of it, but it's so good. It's so good. And that it has so many stories like that. And this collection is so it's hilarious. You find it funny, you find it emotional. Well, a plate of rice had me howling. Yeah, it was so funny. It was so funny, but also a very, very uh, realistic depiction of the differences in class structure in Nigeria, and how bad it can get, with politics and women. Really, political women's rights is political, is it not? And especially in Nigeria, in Africa, where everything takes years. And yeah, I just really really enjoyed the story, and I'm trying to get it to come back. Yeah, I want it to go. I think it's gone out of print, so I'm trying to get it back in print. Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm trying to get it back in print, and if you watch this and if you comment about it, maybe I can get my mom to talk to her friends, and then they can put it back in print, and we can all read it, because you need to read the story, don't you? Yeah, yeah. So it's a collection of short stories by Nigerian women, and you are just gonna love it. So yeah, and you might get to read my mom's story, because my mom's a writer. I don't think I told you that. Yeah, I don't think I told you that on this channel. My mom is a writer and I am a writer. So I come from a family of literary writers. My dad is also a writer. They're all writers. So we're all writers. What can I say? So yeah, you could get to read a story. I will tell you a name, but anyways, if you get this book back in print, yeah, I will. Okay, so that is all from me today. I hope you have enjoyed the 6 books that I've told you about. Tell me if there's any of them that you've read, or which one really calls out to you. Let's just have a discussion in the comment section. Tell me what you think and which one are you looking forward to reading. These are all from African women, and I've brought you from all parts of Africa, from the north to the west to the south. I think we did not go to the east, but maybe next time in my series we're going to talk about Eastern Africa. So that is all I have for you today. And what should be our secret emoji of the day? Put it art, a red art. Okay, that's simple. Yeah, that should be it. And I've missed you guys, and I will see you. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you watched it and made it to this part of the video, thank you for watching my video. Thank you for taking the time to watch my video. Thank you for hanging out with me. I am so grateful. And till next time, I'll see you again. Bye.